other words known as thatwoman_is on Twitter. And I am like so glad to finally virtually meet you on my favorite medium, which is Skype, so we can see personality and nuances. And tell me a little bit more about you.
Yeah, I think that's one of the neat things with people who work in the areas we do is you get to meet people and get to know them over Twitter and other conversations, and it may take a while to meet. And Skype is a fabulous tool for evolving those Twitter relationships one step further. And pretty soon we'll see each other in Chicago, and by then we'll be old friends.
Old friends, true. And one thing about this, you came to Ungeek via several good referrals. One from Josh Garrity, I Am Lucid, and then from another good friend of mine, Jason Weaver. But I'm getting all these emails. I'm like, who is this guy named Troy? So
Yeah, so I work closely with Josh. Josh is part of my team at American Family. We bring in the best, and having Josh available is a great resource. And then we partner with companies to kind of create whole new solutions that are needed for companies like American Family that are just so large that there aren't tools today that are really prepared to handle companies that have 8,000 employees. So that's how we met with Jason Weaver over at Choutlet for the first time.
okay, tell me a little bit about what you do over at American Family, because I know that, the title social community manager, social media manager, social media director, community director, etc., is evolving. So tell me, what do you do in that capacity over at American Family?
Well, my official title is social media manager, and I have been working over at AmFam for over 2 years now. They created the position during a reorganization that they had when they were really just trying to really update the way that the organization was structured, particularly in marketing. And so I came on board and built a team and strategy, all of the tactics. But the interesting thing for me after 2 years is that when you're the social media manager for any company, it isn't a job that fits cleanly into marketing or cleanly into PR. Or anywhere else, because you are so integrated into the culture of the company, you really work across the organization. And so a lot of the activities that I have are, as the media manager, coordinating with the folks throughout the company and coming up with the tactics and strategies and helping them all integrate together.
Okay, dear, you kind of went black there for a little bit, but not for too long. Um, Tell me a little bit about what you understand as far as the reasons why you were interested in Ungeeked, speaking at Ungeeked.
Well, I spend a lot of time responding to folks who want me to come and talk about what American Family is doing in the typical format, where you're putting together a deck of slides and you're walking through something that might be a case study. And even the best case studies that you have can't really be properly communicated in a half-hour or 45-minute presentation. So at the end of it, people are intrigued, but they don't have what they need to really take some tools or some of those learnings and apply it back where they're at. And Ungeeked is a great format because it's a conversational format. It's a facilitated format. The intent is for people to connect, help each other out, and help each other move forward. And that's really what is needed for social media conferences. I don't want to go to another conference where they're talking about why social media is important, or just the specific basic return on investment conversations that were really available 2 years ago.
Yes, or why you need a Twitter page or a Twitter account.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, I'm really glad that you agree, because with Ungeeked, one of our goals is that we're going to be in Chicago, Boston, Memphis, and we've been invited wholeheartedly back to Toronto this year, which is good because that was actually our first stop last year. But one of the things that we would like to do is, hopefully by the time we get to Memphis, which is in August, or Boston, which is in November, we want to completely be known for no use of PowerPoints or Prezis. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm changing up my style. I'm a very conversational guy. I don't depend heavily on PowerPoint, and so I'm just bringing a few replacement tools into my arsenal. I've picked up a ukulele, and I'm starting to learn the basic chords. So I'll be able to engage with people in a whole new level, low tech, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I also hear that you're going to be a part of the Chris Brogan roast. Is it going to be rare, medium rare?
Well, Chris is such a great character, and I had the opportunity to spend a day with him in Milwaukee with Joe because we were working on another project, and he's a little bit nervous about the whole process, and that just makes it all the more fun. And so I did have the opportunity to interview him about the roast, and there is a post online, a video.
Yes.
But I did cut out some of his bigger concerns with the idea that if I'm going to be in the roast, I can play on those, and they'll be my exclusive territory.
Well, I must admit, I am so glad that Chris said yes to this. And because when I came up with this idea of how to take Ungeeked a little bit more social, for being an organization that actually gives back to the community that we're actually in, and I came up with the idea for the roast. It was a little difficult finding people who one social media guru said, I don't think I want to be in the eye of the storm like that. So, and I also found that a lot of them didn't really know what a roast was, so I had to describe it as a punking. But one of the things that we would do with the roast is having people like you on the panel, Jason Falls, who is like so great at helping me put this together. This will not be a call out session. This will be just what it is: tongue-in-cheek banter, comedic insults. I know that Chris swears, so we're looking forward to some great words coming from him and everything else. But this is to honor the man, going beyond a tweet, going beyond a comment. This is to say, hey, you're one of the reasons why we're all here.
Yeah, and I was when Chris and Joe and we had a table full of social media guys over at AJ Bombers yesterday, and of course South by Southwest is going on, and so you get that many social media folks together, and you kind of have a little bit of roasting and prankster activity going on all the time. So we had Chris. Put his location out on Twitter to check into the street on Kilbourne with a South by Southwest tag, and suddenly folks all over South by Southwest were trying to find Chris at the event. So it was just a little bit of fun to watch that, and I think that Chris is good natured. He's got a great sense of humor, and he's going to be a fun guest of honor.
Great. And without giving away the kitchen sink, give us just a little snippet of what you're going to be talking about at Ungeeked.
Well, I kind of think about Ungeeked as being kind of your assembly of the equivalent of maybe Super Friends, the Hall of Justice, right? You've got all kinds of different people who have different specialties, or kind of have different spins on the areas that Ungeeked covers. And mine is really the intrapreneur. So I have a very entrepreneurial spirit. I'm very innovative, but I do that inside large corporations. And so when you take a company like American Family, who's got over 8,000 employees, it's a conservative industry, and as a company, a very conservative company, and it's regulated. When they want to make a culture change, they need an intrapreneur, and someone who can be resourceful and innovative, but within those boundaries. And I think a lot of people who work for large companies are often given the task we want to start a social media program, or as you said, why aren't we on Twitter? How come we don't have a YouTube channel? And so they're doing these things ad hoc without a strategy. And what I contribute to Ungeeked is really kind of that discipline process for, social media fits within large organizations and can be done very intelligently according to a strategy. It can be tied back to the investment that's necessary and the goals that the company has, and that's where I operate. So what I get out of it is the opportunity to meet with peers who have the same innovative thoughts, but work in small business and other areas, And you get all those minds together, and it's a great time. I mean, it's as inspiring as it is entertaining when you're roasting someone like Chris Brogan.
Well, cool. Well, I want to say first, thank you. I'm glad that Jason Weaver and Joss uh, referred you to me. I so far have been enjoying working with you and looking at your topic. I'm glad that you've agreed to come and speak at Ungeeked, because Ungeeked really is about leveraging the corporate and the personal brand. That's really all it is. And I think one person said it simply, Ungeeked is just taking out IT. It's all those departments that either directly or indirectly communicate the value of your brand. And that's why you have that cornucopia of topics, because they're all about your brand. It relates back to your brand. So I'm really glad that you're going to be a part of that. I'm excited, given your personality that I've seen in the chats and online, to see what you're going to do at the roast. I'm really excited. And so thank you for taking the time out of your family day on a Saturday to do this interview. Really appreciate it.
Well, hey, I look forward to seeing you and everyone else in Chicago. It's going to be a great investment of time. I don't think there's anybody who's going to walk away and not be inspired.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And you make it a great day.
All right, thanks, CD.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.